Snap! My eyes open. Alexa is waking me up with her constant chiming. Alexa, stop! I shout. Another morning of work and school. Another day spent in the trenches, some might say. Molded to do what an institute teaches me to do so that I can succeed and become a superordinate in this society. But I cannot make it through the day on my own. I cannot enter data in an Excel spreadsheet for 3 hours without some aid. I cannot sit in a classroom and listen to some middle-aged man lecture for 2 hours straight without the help of some kind. But thanks to ancient discoveries, I have a beverage that can help me in my journey to become a virtuous member of society. Coffee. The trade and cultivation of the organic material that we know today as the coffee bean began in the Arabian Peninsula around the 15th century. By the 17th century, it made its way to Europe, and popular beverage began to grow. However, at first individuals were hesitant, calling it the bitter invention of Satan. Eventually, everyone grew to love it. Coffee is an old creation that has continued because of the investment individuals have made and the enjoyment it brings us socially and economically, depending on our geographic location. Although being a physical object, coffee is more commonly understood today in America as a social construct that we as individuals give life to and help grow the idea of coffee. But in different areas of the world, it is seen as a huge economic booster for that country or continent or state or whatever their economic development. Coffee has helped individuals socially and economically for centuries and continues to. When coffee was introduced to Europe in the 17th century, it quickly became a large economic booster. It began to replace the time's current breakfast drinks, beer and wine, and grew in the culture immensely. Coffee was popular but didn't get its big break until around 1773, when colonists would revolt against King George III's heavy taxation on tea. Thomas Jefferson himself is even quoted as saying, "Coffee, the favorite drink of the civilized world." Explorers and missionaries began to carry coffee seedlings with them as they traveled, planting coffee trees worldwide and growing the global economy greatly. Coffee is socially enjoyed in the U.S., but in other countries it is seen in a different light. Within most concentrated cities in the United States, you can't walk 3 blocks without seeing some kind of coffee shop or a store that sells coffee. In fact, the Google Market Summary states that since September 27, 2013 to September 21st, 2018, the Starbucks stock has risen 48.6%. Through an interview with my best friend Natalie, who's doing her schooling in Segovia, Spain, I learned that coffee is just as big in Spain as it is here in the U.S., but in a different way. She goes to IE University, and she told me that not only do they have a Starbucks on campus, but they also have a small cafe known as the Cave, because it's in a cave. And on top of that, they have small vending machines everywhere placed on campus that dispense any type of coffee in the small paper cups for staff and student enjoyment. However, Natalie told me that it isn't as big socially there as it is here. In Spain, coffee is seen as an energy booster, since dinner is usually had around 9 p.m. In olden days in Spain, they used to take naps after every meal. And since they can't do that because of work and school, they drink coffee instead, or for my friend Natalie, to go clubbing after she drinks her coffee. Also in Spain, the age to drink is 18, so teenagers like us go out drinking as their social event instead of going to get coffee and have a way better time than us. On a family vacation I took this summer, I went to France and Italy. And in Italy, the coffee culture is similar to Spain, but different in a way, and different from the US as well. In Italy, it is customary to have a small glass of coffee after a meal, much like in Spain, but they see it as a way to help them digest the food they just ate. And also, the glass of coffee you have usually has alcohol in it, because Europe is crazy. Coffee is a social construct or an economic need that continues to grow and cultivate due to humans' demand for it depending upon the geographical location. Even though coffee is physical and it exists in the world with us, it can be easier understood as a social construct. The term "let's go get coffee" is common currently, especially among our age group. I mean, I've used it to ask girls out many times. In an article entitled "The Climactic Environmental Significance, Status, and Socioeconomic Perspective of the Grown-Shade Coffee Agro-Ecosystem in the Central Mountain Region of Veracruz, Mexico," the hypothesis that when plants under a shade tree, coffee plants, the hypothesis that when coffee is grown in a grown shade agro-ecosystem, which is when you grow coffee plants under these shade trees, It betters the environment, it betters the quality of the coffee because instead of using chemical pesticides to kill all the bugs, birds inhabit the trees and eat all the bugs. And then you have a cool ecosystem and nice coffee. Starbucks, House Blend, is an example of a grown shade coffee plant. The production of coffee goes down because the bigger companies overtake that industry, but the quality of the coffee goes up, so their economic value goes up as well. In different locations, coffee is seen as a different idea. Here in the US, it is a very social idea, with people going to get coffee to enjoy with friends or family. However, in Mexico, it is a huge economic booster for that part of the country, and different methods of growth have been developed in order to continue that cultivation. Coffee can be seen through history, bringing people together and raising global economies. From the US to Spain to Mexico, coffee has been seen as both a social construct and an economical need that allows individuals to participate in social and economic growth between groups. Through commodity of fair trade, coffee has become an extreme economic booster for different cultures. And as all of us personally know as teenage citizens of the United States, it has been a huge booster for social growth between us interpersonally as well. Coffee is my favorite daily routine. Make it a part of yours and you will see the joys of life that special being brings.